The way we search for information online is about to change forever. For over 20 years, Google has been our primary gateway to the internet, so much so that its name became a verb. But that entire foundation is now being shaken. Artificial intelligence, systems like Chat, Gemini, and Claude are starting to handle tasks that were once the exclusive domain of search engines. They don't just give you a list of links anymore. They provide complete, well-written answers in natural language. This might seem like a simple upgrade in convenience, but in reality, it has the power to completely reshape the internet as we know it. In this video, we're going to explore how AI is revolutionizing web search, why even a giant like Google is getting nervous, and what this massive shift means for you, for media companies, and for the entire digital world. Let's start with how things work right now. When you Google something today, you don't actually get the answer. You get a list of websites that might contain the answer. Google's algorithm decides which pages land at the top of that list, and by doing so, it determines which information you see first. Behind this is Google's famous secret formula. It analyzes billions of web pages based on hundreds of different factors: how many people visit them, how trustworthy they seem, and how relevant their content is to what you typed. That's the real magic of Google. It doesn't just find results, it sorts them. In that sense, Google isn't just a search engine, it's a sorting machine. Its one simple goal is to show you the most relevant information as quickly as possible. This system has been so incredibly effective that Google now controls about 90% of the global search market. But now, that dominance is facing an unprecedented challenge. In the digital world, things change at lightning speed. Do you remember Yahoo, AltaVista, or Lycos? They were once the kings of search, right up until Google arrived and made them obsolete. Now, something very similar could be happening all over again. But this time, Google might be the one on the losing end. AI systems like Chat and Microsoft's Copilot are fundamentally changing what users expect from search. Why would you want to click through 20 different links when you can get the answer you need instantly, summarized in a single, neat paragraph? This simple question threatens Google's entire business model. Until now, Google showed you links to other websites. Chatbots, on the other hand, give you a complete, human-like answer directly on the screen. For us, the users, that's incredibly convenient. But for Google, it's a 5-alarm fire. So, how does Google actually make money? Searching is free, and websites don't pay to be listed. The answer is advertising. Every single search results page you see is filled with paid ads at the top, on the side, sometimes even mixed in with the organic results. And because these ads are designed to look almost identical to regular links, a lot of people click on them without even realizing it. Those clicks are the lifeblood of Google's business. Around 80% of the total revenue for Alphabet, Google's parent company, comes directly from advertising. But if an AI just gives you the answer right away, those clicks vanish. And when the clicks disappear, so does a massive chunk of Google's revenue. If users no longer need to visit external websites, they don't see the ads, and no money changes hands. That's precisely why Google, despite its overwhelming dominance, is suddenly very, very nervous. Microsoft was the first to make a big move. It integrated Chat's technology directly into its Bing search engine. Now, instead of just a list of links, Bing can write full, human-readable answers for you, often with source citations listed right below the summary. Not to be outdone, Google is racing to develop its own system, called Gemini. The concept is basically the same. AI will directly answer complex questions by summarizing information from across the web and presenting it in a natural, easy-to-read format. For users, this is a game changer. It's fast and incredibly convenient. But it also changes the fundamental structure of the internet. Until now, the web was a relatively open field where every website better chance to attract visitors and build an audience. With these AI-generated summaries, a new layer is being inserted between you and the original source of the information. The AI reads, interprets, and then rewrites the content, effectively becoming the new gatekeeper of knowledge. This is a profound and fundamental shift. For news outlets, bloggers, and anyone who creates content online, this development is a massive problem. If an AI summarizes their articles, but users never actually click through to visit the site, their traffic plummets, and so does their ad revenue. Many online publications rely almost entirely on those clicks to stay in business. Even if the AI gives credit and links to the source, most people will just settle for the quick summary. It's faster and easier, but that convenience comes at a steep price. It threatens the very ecosystem that creates the high-quality information in the first place. This creates a dangerous downward spiral. Less revenue means less money to fund good journalism and create original content. And if there's less original content, the AI's answers get worse over time because it has nothing new to learn from. In the end, we risk creating an internet filled with recycled knowledge and shallow summaries, with fewer and fewer genuine insights. There is another critical problem. These systems aren't truly intelligent. The term artificial intelligence sounds impressive, but it's a bit misleading. An AI doesn't understand your question. It's a prediction machine, calculating which words are statistically most likely to come next in a sequence. This often produces great answers, but it can also lead to what experts call hallucinations, confidently stated nonsense. Take Google's public demo of its chatbot, Bard. It was asked what new discoveries the James Webb Space Telescope had made. The answer it gave sounded plausible, but it was completely wrong. Bard claimed the telescope had taken the very first image of a planet outside our solar system. In reality, that first image was taken way back in 2004, years before the Webb telescope even launched. The result of this one error? Google's stock price dropped by 7% in a single day, wiping out over $100 billion in value. This example shows just how fragile and unreliable this technology can still be. But even if AI answers become perfectly accurate, there's a much bigger danger, our own human laziness. The easier it becomes to get information, the less willing we are to think critically or bother to verify the facts. Why would you read 3 different articles when a chatbot has already given you a tidy, pre-packaged summary? But we have to remember that every summary is also an interpretation. The facts that are included, and just as importantly, the ones that are left out, shape our understanding of the world. We are slowly moving from an internet of raw ingredients, where we had to do the cooking ourselves, to an internet of ready-made meals fast, convenient, and easy to consume. But just like a diet of fast food can make the body lazy and unhealthy, a diet of AI fast knowledge can make the mind lazy. When we rely solely on pre-digested answers, we lose the crucial habit of forming our own opinions and comparing multiple perspectives. Artificial intelligence is changing not just how we search, but what we find. When AI systems become the primary arbiters of which facts matter, transparency goes out the window. The algorithms are incredibly complex and opaque, making it very difficult to spot errors or biases. This raises some very important questions. Who is ultimately responsible when an AI provides incorrect or harmful information? How does it choose its sources? And what hidden commercial interests might be influencing the answers it gives you? Because behind every single AI system stands a massive corporation, Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, and they all have clear economic goals. They want your data, they want your attention, and ultimately, they want your money. The challenge for us as a society will be to use these powerful tools critically without letting them take over our thinking. AI can make knowledge more accessible than ever, but it should never become the only gateway to it. So, what will searching the web look like in a few years? we'll probably stop typing altogether. Instead of entering keywords, we'll just talk to our devices. The AI will answer us immediately, maybe cite a few key sources, and be ready to dive deeper if we ask follow-up questions. This will make using the internet feel much more personal and conversational. But it will also make us more dependent on the handful of companies that run these powerful systems. Google, Microsoft, and others are now walking a tightrope. They have to integrate AI to stay relevant, but without destroying the very business models that made them successful in the first place. Artificial intelligence is going to transform how we find information online, perhaps so profoundly that the internet as we know it will become unrecognizable. Whether this change is for the better or for the worse doesn't just depend on the technology. It depends on us. We are the ones who will decide whether we continue to search, question, and think for ourselves, or whether we outsource that job to an algorithm. AI is powerful, there's no doubt about it. But in the end, the most important intelligence will always be our own. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. See you next time.